A Christmas memory. The snow fell softly, its delicate lace-patterned snowflakes lingering on my woolen poncho. I half carried, half dragged my cumbersome load, a large garbage sack loaded with gifts, across the whitening street. It was almost midnight on Christmas Eve, but I was in no hurry to get home. Tears blurred the kaleidoscope of multicolored lights that blinked cheerily from our neighbors' houses. More subdued candles dimly lit every window at our house in their half-hearted attempt to feign cheer. Suddenly I stopped and stared. A white-bearded, red-clad, overstuffed figure was tapping gently at our front door and muttering, "Ho, ho, ho." What's he doing here? I thought bitterly. Christmas wasn't coming to number 5 Jody Lane this year. I feared it might never come again. My mind raced back to that day in November, the day our joy seemed to disappear forever. The fall weather was just turning crisp, and my husband Jack and I and our 3 children squeezed into the car to head out for the junior midget Sunday afternoon football game. Our 2 older children, Tara, 4, and Sean, 18 months, ran up and down the bleachers while I tended the baby, Christopher, who was 3 months old. He was snuggled up warmly in his carriage, napping on his stomach, oblivious to the noise and chill in the air. "I haven't seen your newest edition yet," one of our friends, Tony, called, coming to my side. He smiled and peeked into the buggy. Always eager to show off the baby, I lifted him out, his face turned toward Tony. The smile faded from Tony's face and horror filled his eyes. What was wrong? I turned Christopher to me. His beautiful, perfect little face was a contorted grayish blue. I screamed. Another parent, a New York City policeman, leapt from the bleachers, grabbed Christopher from my arms and began applying CPR before the screams had died from my lips. An ambulance was on standby for the football game, and the policeman ran toward it with our lifeless baby cradled in his arms. Jack ran behind them. By the time they pulled away, I had collapsed, and a second ambulance was called to take me to the hospital. When I arrived minutes later, the policeman who had carried Christopher away opened the door of my ambulance. His name was John, and his brown eyes were kind as he jumped up and sat by me in the ambulance. I didn't like what I saw in his eyes. He reached out one of his massive hands that had tried to save my baby, and held mine. "Let's pray for a moment before we go inside," he said gently. "Is he alive?" I pleaded. I didn't want to pray. Not then, not for a long time afterwards. John led me into the hospital to Jack, and we stood together as we heard the medical explanation. SIDS, Sudden Infant Death Syndrome. Our son was another infant.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.